This is one of the pivoted problem of geek for geeks. So here it is an array. It contains only three elements 0, 1, 2, and we have to swap that elements. As it contains only three elements, we can count how many zeros are there, how many ones are there, how many twos are there. And first we have to run a while loop up to less than or equal to how many zeros elements are there. And then throughout this while loop we have to place our zero value inside an array, and then we have to run the same while loop for how many ones are there and how many twos are there. It will work, but it takes a time complexity of big of 4n, because we have to count how many zeros are there, how many ones are there also. That includes itself gives the big of n time complexity, and in order to place this 0 1 2 in an ascending order, we have to write while loops. It will also gives big of n time complexity. So total we have big of 4 time complexities. Instead of that, we can simply get solve it by big of n time complexities. So let us see how. So here zero element and one element and two elements. So if you observe, zero element has to be at always in leftmost side, and two element is always at the right side, right? So here when we get we have to iterate from big like let us see, let us try on this. Okay, so this is an array 0 1 0 2. So when we get 0, so we are at current position exactly, so no need to swap. So and when we are at 2, so we have to place it in the rightmost side. So this 0 has to be swapped with here. Now the array becomes, so this is the 0 and this is the 2. So boom, the array is swapped, right? If we get a condition like 1 0 2, so we have to iterate from left to right. So when we get 0, we have to swap it with the leftmost side element. So now 0 1 2, right? So it is swapped. So if we get a condition like 1 0 and 2 0, so swapping process has to be done from left side. When we get 0, we have to swap it with the first element. So 0 1 2 0. Now we are at this element. So when we get 1, so simply ignore it. So 2, when we get second, we have to keep it on the rightmost side. So 0 1 and 0 2. This is what happens. It's not actually swapped. So the less than two elements are here, two. One is 0 and another one is 1. When we get 1, here if it is 1, the condition is true. Our condition is true. But when we get 0, it's not true. So when we swap the two element on the rightmost side, so we have to decrement its current position element. We are at current position this. So wait 2, right? So here this is our current position. So after swapping process has to be done, we have to decrement our current position, right? Decrement our current position. So that means this one has to be, I mean current position has to be here and this 0 has to be here. So now current position is 1 here. After that we are actually incrementing the current position, and when we get 0, so we have to swap it with the 0th element. We have to swap it with the rightmost side is nothing but 0, so it is again already 0. So 0 is swapped with 0, there is no use of it. So for that we have to store variables for 0 and for 2, for leftmost element and rightmost element. Uh, it's better to say like it is a left element and it is a right element. The middle element has to be 1 and the left element has to be always 0, and middle element middle element has to be 1 and right element has to be 0. So boom, it is 0 1 2, it is swapped. So this order what we have followed here. So when we actually swapping process done, so we have to increment the left position element variable. So similarly, when the swapping process is done with the right position element, we have to decrement the R. So then only we are not performing the swapping operation with the same element again and again. So if we incremented the left position element variable, so that means L plus plus. Now, so we have to swap with the zero element with the L plus plus. So now 0, 1, 2. So see here it is swap. Yes, let us see the code form for this approach. So this is the code form. So we have to first find the size of the array, and this is the zeroth element variable, and this gives the second element variable, and this is a current iterator. So whenever, unless, this while loop only stops unless until the current position element is crossed out of the array. So we are here R is nothing but right side of the array. So right side of the array is actually initialized to end of the array. So when I iterator is outcross of its array bound, moves out of the array bounds, we have to uh, like stop the iteration process. So when we get zero, so we have to swap with the zeroth element variable. So which is L. So we have to increment L plus plus. And when we get 2, so we have to swap it with the uh, to second element variable, so which is r here, and we have to reduce r minus minus and I minus minus, so and then I plus plus. So why I plus plus? If I'm not getting a value as 0 or 1, so then I definitely get a value as 1. So when we get a value as 1, so we simply ignore it because 1 has to be in middle. Yes, this is the approach. uh, as we run only one while loop, it gives big of one time n time complexity. So thank you for watching this video.